can't talk about that. Michelle Obama surprise visit.
Probably live.
I guess I'll go on. I don't hear myself yet, but I'm sure I will when it's time. Are we live video?
Video's live. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody, Facebook, how you doing? Prayer, we going live? Power.
From Texas Southern University, this is KTSU Monday, February
A little bit more volume.
2019.
My
I'm
earphones.
Anthony Gallion. Here's the latest. Congrats are in order for TSU President Dr. Austin Lane. Dr. Lane has been appointed to serve on the Texas Children's Hospital Board of Trustees. The hospital is ranked first nationally
call me if you
among all
ever need me,
children's
call me.
hospitals by
Ain't no
U.S.
mountain
News
high,
and
is
World
it?
Report. TCH is a leader in pediatric and women's health. Recent Thurgood Marshall School of Law graduate Aisha Champs has a new role. Champs has been appointed Assistant County Attorney in the Children's Protection Practice Group for Harris County. Champs, whose graduation picture featuring her children went viral, says it's truly an honor to be a part of the Harris County Attorney's Office. Third Ward is getting a brand new grocery store. HEB has answered the call to consumer demand. Over the weekend, the grocery chain broke ground on a
But they
planned
putting a
90,000
HEB in the
square
hood?
foot store.
Where's that going to be, though?
The location is set for a
Third
spot
Ward.
in North McGregor and Highway 288.
Oh,
The
North
store is
McGregor.
expected
That's
to
gonna be
take
a
9
huge
months.
one. There's already one on
And our
Sky.
trending topic for the
Yeah,
hour,
that one been
Black
like-
History Month,
that
the
one-
impact of
That's
Texas
putting
Southern
fresh produce in the
University.
hood, right?
The university was
There's already
established
one
in
there.
1927
There's already
as
one
the
on
Houston
Sky.
Scholar
When did you
Junior
go to
College.
I haven't
On March
been there. I've
3rd,
never gone into it.
1947, the
It's not
state
good. It's
declared this
bad.
to be the first state university in Houston.
I've never been there.
Notable alums include Yolanda Adams, newly elected Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, Michael Strahan, and billionaire tycoon Case Lowell. For more information on these stories and others, follow us
What
on
is that
Twitter
going on? What
at
is that?
KTSU
What is,
News.
I don't.
Currently on the beautiful campus of
They're gonna
Texas
be on the
Southern
board of it?
University, a cloudy day is ahead of
The names
us.
they just named,
Light
they're gonna be on
showers
the
are
board for
expected
HEB.
throughout the day. The
No,
high
who was those
today
names
is
for?
73 degrees. For
Michael
KTSU
Strahan, what are they
News,
doing?
I'm Anthony
That's what I'm
Gallion,
trying to- I don't
graduate
know. I don't-
student
I
at
don't know
Texas
that.
Southern
We'll hear it
University's
again, sure.
Jesse H. Jones School of Business.
The views or opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the management and staff of KTSU FM, nor the Board of Regents of Texas Southern University. This is your community station, 90.9 KTSU Houston.
You are about to come face to face with the power of yourself. Are you ready? Welcome to The Shift.
Wow. We are into a brand new week. We are into a brand new month. Well, we started a month a few days ago, but to me it's brand new. This is a brand new year, and things are changing. We are making sure that as our lives change, we want to see your life change. So today we're going to be talking about something good. We're going to talk about what makes you happy and what keeps you happy. Now, hold on before you say, I don't want to be happy. What makes you happy and what keeps you happy? There are 6 basic things that human beings need. 6 basic underlying needs. You can go on the internet and find it. You can go anywhere and find it. This is not something we're just pulling out of the sky. This is something that we know for a fact that human beings need. And this is something that once you realize what you need, it changes your entire life. You know, we can go through life and never realize what we need. When we don't know what we need, we'll just take what people give us. And when people just start throwing everything at us, then we look up one day and realize my life is not happy. What does it take to be happy? What does it mean to be happy? This is talking about, we call it the shift. We call this show the shift because it is about changing what is in us that changes things around us. Now, this is not some type of, I don't want to call it some type of spiritual, up in the air, up in the clouds kind of thing. That's not what this is. This is basic for every human being that is on this planet. It doesn't make any difference who you are, where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're a Baptist or Methodist, if you're Muslim, if you're Hindu. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist. It doesn't matter if you're black, white. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight. It doesn't matter if what side of town you come from. We all have one common thing. We all want to live our lives, and we all want to be happy in that life, and we want to see things happen. And there are 6 things that if you understand what the basic underlying needs, you will understand what it takes to be happy. Now, these 6 things may vary, and these 6 things may be in different types of order, but those 6 things are what we're going to talk about today. So get on you might be listening by your cell phone, but get on your cell phone, text a friend, and say, listen, you got to tune into the shift. Dr. Ed's on there. They're live. They're coming at us with something that I believe is life changing. And if it's not life changing, at least it's going to make you say, wow. It's talking about how we can literally change consciousness that is around us. You know, when we look at our world today and everything that's going on, and everything that's happening around us, we think there is nothing we can do. Now, we can't fix every problem in our world. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching at anybody, because that is not what this is about. The shift is about things that are changing in our minds and how we are literally elevating. There are shifts that are taking place in education, shifts that are taking place in business. I was just looking at the news just last night. Do you realize right here in Houston, there are 2 doctors that have come up with a chip that can be placed in the eye of people who are totally blind. I'm talking about totally dark. And they're now giving people who are blind the ability to at least see shadows. Technology is moving so fast. But we cannot allow ourselves to stay so far behind, locked in our own hatreds, and locked into our own little boxes, when there's so many great things out there that want to change our lives. Things like, you got Valentine's Day. We got all those things coming up. All of these things that we're going to talk about today, because we've got trends and new trends that are coming up in just a few moments. So I want you to get on the phones. Make sure you get all your connections. You can reach me at edmontgomery.net. You can, we're on live on Facebook. I understand right now you can come into our studios. We'll wave at you and we'll see you. And we're on KTSUradio.com. And all of these areas, you can text us, you can call us, 713-313-4354, 713-313-4354. Did I say that number right?
Yes, sir.
I thought I did. Anyway, this is how you can reach us. You can text us, all of these good things. And not only that, you are the star of the shift. So when you call, make sure now you keep your comments short. We've been calling and we've been having some long conversation, because I just love talking with you. I could get a cup of coffee and just have a long conversation with you. However, on radio, we've got other people that are going to be holding. So we've got to be very conscious of our time. So if I have to say we got to go, it's not that I don't like you. We just got to cut off and go to the next caller. So please realize that and keep that in mind.
Be right back.
I'm going to go away for a moment, because there are some things we want to say. So don't you leave this radio. Just hold on. I will see you on the other side of the space radio. KTSU 90.9 FM, your community station. Be right back.
KTSU
Oh, I
celebrates
thought the
Black
music was
History
gonna come
Month
up.
So,
moments. Black
Dr. Ed?
History
Yeah.
Houston.
A name that's virtually synonymous with good jazz music, Ronnie
I'm not gonna
Laws
put
is a
that-
highly
I'm
gifted
not gonna
contemporary
put the,
music artist that is by no means
normally,
a
you know,
newcomer
I
to the
put
music
that little
business.
bed in there
Ronnie
that
Laws
you
was
need. I'm
born
not
on
gonna put that
October
in there.
3rd,
The little what?
1950
The
in
top
Houston,
bed for your
Texas.
10 minutes,
The third
you know,
in
for
a
your 10
famous
minute
line
break
of
as
four
you
musicians
as you're
that
talking
include
about
his
what it
classically
is.
trained
Yeah.
jazz
I'm just
flutist
gonna-
brother,
I'm just gonna say I'll
Hubert,
be right
and his
back.
vocalist
Okay,
sisters,
all right, that's what,
Louise,
you know what, I
Ronnie
would
Laws
say,
waiting for
taught
that.
himself
Yes.
to play
I know.
alto saxophone at
But
the age
now,
of 11,
here's
and
what
soon
you need to
after,
tell him.
his instrument became his
We're
ultimate
live
passion.
on
He studied music in
KTSU
high school and at Stephen
90.9
F. Austin
Facebook.
and Texas
Okay, it's not
University.
KTSUradio.com.
That's the website.
In
We're live
1970,
on
he moved to Los
KTSU,
Angeles, where he
not
found
Facebook,
work under the tutelage
90.9.
of such
So it's
legendary talents as
KTSU
the Jazz Crusaders
Facebook.com.
and Hugh
That's
Masekela.
where we're
He was
live.
also
No,
a member
no,
of the
.com.
70s much revered soul
It's
group,
KTSU
Earth,
Facebook.
Wind, and
They know how to
Fire,
get to
where he
Facebook if they
played
don't
tenor
Facebook.
and soprano
Facebook,
sax
that's where you
for a
live.
2-year
Okay.
stint
And you can put your
before
comments
finally
and
venturing
everything
out to
there.
pursue a solo
Oh,
career.
man.
Assisted by
Okay.
immortal jazz great Donald Byrd,
Right.
he soon signed his first recording contract with Blue Note Records, resulting in the impressive debut
You're on Facebook
Pressure
Live.
Sensitive in 1975. Produced by family
You're on
friend
Facebook
Ray
Live,
Fisher.
Jalen.
Right now,
Ronnie
I
Laws
see
is
it
a
now.
proven
Can
natural
they hear
talent,
us?
combining
They can hear you and
exploratory
see.
heart of
Yeah,
jazz
they hear
with
us
a
now.
broader
Now, can they hear the
range of
callers? Because I
soul and
remember
pop
last time
Yeah.
they
They
couldn't
can hear
hear
the
us.
callers, yeah.
Always
Last
There
time.
was one of the most popular
Now-
sax
now they
driven
can.
You had
crossover
some
hits
callers.
of the
I just
70s,
need to
jazz
just
funk
open
fusion
it up. I
era.
just
He
didn't-
ushered in the
Okay, let's
centralization
do
of the
it.
soprano
Because we're
sax
going to go to
with
our
five
trends, and
storm
then we'll
gems
open the
such
line. I'll
as
tell them we're
Grace,
going to open the lines in just a few
and Just
minutes.
Love. Pressure Sensitive,
Well, I'm getting ready to
and
put
Prince
that
and Strangers,
join
the
in.
title track of his third album,
Okay.
all
Join in
propelled to
track
gold
right there.
status.
Then it says
KTSU
welcome
salutes
Okay.
jazz saxophonist Ronnie Laws.
Thank you for listening to Black History
Here we go.
Houston in celebration of Black History Month on your community station 90.9 KTSU.
Join in on the conversation. Call 713-313-4354. That's 713-313-4354.
All right.
Welcome to The Shift.
All right, we're back. I've got Jalen Cornell with me, and Donna, who always says she's not here today. I'm not going to be here today, but then she always chimes in because we just love to hear her voice and her comments. And of course, we got you. Listen, tell your friends if you want to watch us live now, you can go to KTSU Facebook. Just go on Facebook, type in KTSU, and you can catch us live and see what we do between the breaks and all the other good little things that we do, and hear Jalen's comments of what he says when he thinks you're not listening. Jalen,
I'm right here.
you're right there. Okay. Yeah, you were on the plane. I didn't know if you were going to be here today.
I was speeding.
Yeah, you were speeding
Speeding through.
at about what, 345, 500 miles per hour.
They're closing so many freeways that I don't.
No, I'm not talking about speeding on
Oh, in the air.
freeway. In the air. That's
In the air, I go about 600.
about 600 miles per hour.
Something like that.
Well, you got here. I'm glad you're here because there's so much. We're going to be talking about happy. We're going to be talking about being happy, staying happy, and it means a lot of things to different people. But also, we're going to be talking about the 6 underlying things that we need in order to be happy and to stay happy once we understand them. But in the meantime, there's some things that went on this weekend, this past week, some trends that have taken place. I want to know what's going on.
Well, you know, everybody's talking about the Grammys last night. I'll just jump right in there.
Okay, but it was
Boring.
no. No. I thought that.
People are saying just like the
Okay.
Super Bowl, you know,
They're saying
they're running neck and neck on which one was more boring.
that the Super Bowl was boring,
Super Bowl was very boring.
but they didn't. But did they like the halftime in the Super Bowl?
They didn't. People are saying that
No.
was boring as well.
They didn't like the halftime of the Super Bowl.
No.
They didn't.
Okay, and so now they're saying the Grammys were boring.
The Grammys were. They were.
And why were the Grammys boring? They're not saying Alicia Keys was boring, are they?
They're not saying why it was boring. I don't think the ratings were that great either.
Okay.
But they I don't know. A lot of people were just saying. I looked at Facebook and online, and a lot of people were just saying the Grammys are going down and down and down.
Okay,
this
but
year.
what were they bored about?
I don't know. Maybe the acts, the performances.
Okay, the Grammys before have been, well, I don't know. I got to ask a caller. what they think about it. Hello, caller. You're on the air. You're live. What's on your mind? They hung up. Well, no, they can't call right now. We got to get through our trends.
Well, you know, Cardi B.
Can I interject here for just a brief moment?
Please do. You're a musical person.
And that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Do you think it's about the music?
The Grammys?
Yes. Do you think it's about the music? Because the music is changing.
True.
It's changing. And when it changes...
What do you mean by the changing of music?
Well, the music was a little different.
It was.
It was a little different this year.
Okay.
And I think it's, I don't know if because I'm getting more seasoned that I'm not familiar with the new artists, but I don't like to think that because my 24-year-old who...
So you're saying you didn't know the songs?
My 24-year-old who listens to everything. She has no loyalty to any genre.
Okay.
She just likes music. She didn't even know who half of the artists were.
I didn't.
Did you know the artist, Jay?
During the Aretha Franklin tribute, I didn't know who the person was next to Fantasia.
She was discovered by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why.
In a Christmas song. When I said, who is that? She has a very unique voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it might be not necessarily a voice that you can put in with an Aretha song. Is that?
I don't think that tribute altogether just didn't seem like a good fit. For,
It sounds great. It sounds great to me, but I mean, your major singers. I mean, of course, they're going to do what they do. They're
and then
great in their own.
everybody has their opinion on
that one.
On that one, and everybody has their difference of opinion on the Motown special as well, because J-Lo did that one.
Oh, I
and
knew
that
you
was
guys were going
that was
to
a
open
big.
that
But
can
you
of
know,
worms.
I personally don't have a problem with it. But that's just me though, because Motown, everybody of any race, creed, color, background.
Right.
Everybody loves Motown.
Of course.
So, you know, because that's the era that everybody grew up in. And everybody back in the 60s was, you know, even though we were going through all of these trials and tribulations, people were still trying to come together as one. And that music put that glue and that bond.
But check this out,
and then I'm dumping. I'm dumping out.
No, John. But check this out. Maybe they had J-Lo because it seemed that they were trying to bring a lot of cultures together, you know?
I think we have a caller.
We have a caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. You're live. What's on your mind? Yeah, what'd you think? Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, the old-fashioned music. In other words, you're talking about the older singers and... Okay. But I thought there was a lot of young music there that we didn't really... Uh-huh. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for your comment. Appreciate your call. No, she's saying that... I know what she's talking about. That the Dolly Parton and with Diana Ross, those were long segments.
Oh, see, I didn't really watch the entire thing.
And I didn't. She was talking about the emphasis upon the old, and then you go to the Motown. Right. I guess if you add all of those things, and then Aretha, if you add all of those things, it might seem, I don't know. But I'm in the upper echelon of the age bracket, so it was all right to me, but
I really loved Fantasia and Yolanda singing that. I liked it. I didn't know who the third person was, but that wasn't really.
I loved the way they did. I loved the way they did that music.
Right.
The way it was done. It was. You made me feel like a natural woman. I love both of them doing it. So.
Right. Cardi B made history. She won to be the first female to win Best Rap Album. Some people feel like she shouldn't have gotten it. Then, who was it? I think Ariana Grande said something about Nicki Minaj, or somebody said that about Nicki Minaj, and I don't know if she was snubbed one year she should have gotten it, I guess. But
that battle's been going on for a while, right?
They always put female rappers against each other, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like one of those things.
That's how you sell records, I think.
Right.
Well, I think. I didn't know who Cardi. You have to read up, and I got a chance to. My younger people, all of you all helped me to understand who Cardi B is.
Because her music sells.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Her music really does sell.
it's a top seller.
Okay. What does she talk about? I don't know.
I can't tell you here.
Don't ask that question.
Don't ask me right now.
Okay. All right.
No, you just go, oh, okay.
Don't ask that question right now. Next.
Well, the big surprise.
Did you like? I like Dolly Parton's song about her red shoes. You
I didn't hear it.
Well, I did.
I didn't hear what she said.
Well, I'm
What's she
saying.
saying?
Well, see, you got to understand when she was talking about her red shoes that her grandmama gave her. It was a new song. She said her new song, and it was red shoes that her grandmother gave her. And that one of these days, when she finally crosses over into the great beyond, she gonna walk on the golden streets of heaven in her red shoes.
And we have another caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air live. What's on your mind? I'm doing great. Okay, sure. Okay, tell me why. Oh, that was fantastic, wasn't it? Those two keyboards, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Well, thank you so much for your comment. I really appreciate it. Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
That's pretty major.
You know,
I enjoyed about
You
12 minutes of it.
you got a text too that's very interesting.
What did the text say?
I'm going to do this. I thought the show was going to be about the things that make us happy.
It is.
Why are we talking about
I have no
tabloid
idea.
type stuff instead?
I don't know.
The
Jalen,
trending. We're talking about the trending.
We're talking
stuff
about
first.
trend.
Yeah, there are two. We're going to get into happy. There are two segments to our show, and the first segment is on what's trending and what's happening in our world, and then we go into the. Usually, there's a break, and then we go into our topic.
Right.
So, you just got us right here at the break. Listen to us. You can call 713-313-4354. We're live on Facebook, so you can go to KTSU. And you can also send your comments in text, and you can keep calling. And we'll be right back. And we'll be right back with Being Happy. Bye.
Now, let me tell you about that. I'm going to text him and say, what makes you happy? I'm going to text this caller right here and says, tell us what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I didn't get to Michelle Obama was at the Grammys.
The Shift with
We didn't get to
Montgomery.
it.
We didn't get to
Right
Michelle.
back on your number one source for jazz and more.
Did you hear about the,
on KTSU 90.9,
did you hear the,
your community station.
about El
In the
Chapo?
heart and
They're waiting
soul
on his verdict to come
Houston.
down, so they're training everybody in that courtroom
It's
how
a
to
night of
respond to
fun,
an active
music,
shooter.
and scholarships
Because
for
you know he has
deserving
ties with the
Texas Southern
cartels.
University
They're
students.
training
Join
everybody in
us
that
for the
courtroom,
third
from the
annual
clerk
Reporting
all the
Great
way
Fair on
to
April 27th
people
at
that
the
are actually
Marriott
sitting in there how to
Marquis in
respond to an
downtown
active
Houston.
shooter, because
Tickets
that's
are on
they're fearing that an
sale
active
now
shooter
at
will
tsu.edu/
come in because he's
That's too much news going on.
They'll be mad at
We'll see
we
you
don't
at
have to
the
bring that
Reporting
one
Great Fair
in,
2019.
but that was what I was
We
going
can't
to
talk about El
really do.
Chapo
Join
because
in on the conversation.
that's
Call
too much.
713
El Chapo?
313
Yeah, we didn't even get to Michelle Obama
That's
on there
713
standing up with.
313
That's important.
4354.
What's that?
That's important.
Okay.
Welcome to The Shift.
Okay, we're back right here on the shift. I know we were, people want to get into our subject. I'll get into it. And we'll be right into it. But then, First Lady Michelle Obama was on the beginning of that show.
She got a huge round of applause.
Yes, she is.
It was huge.
You heard what she said? They said, you better stop tapping because
She said, we have a show.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Huge. She was on with, was it Jada Pinkett?
Jada, J-Lo, and Lady Gaga.
And
Lady Gaga, yeah. Lady Gaga changes her look so much, I forget who it is.
don't.
What did you think about it? What did you think about her performance? And I'm going to leave that alone. Did you see it?
I didn't watch it.
How in the world do you all talk about the Grammys and then watch Lady Gaga?
I just watch the parts I like.
You just look, okay.
And we have a caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. What's on your mind?
They just hung up.
We lost the caller.
Okay, let me get to my. We're talking about being. Okay, Valentine's Day is coming up. This is one of the reasons we start talking about being happy, because they got cards talking about Happy Valentine's Day. Where did Valentine's Day come from?
Valentine's Day came from actually the ancient Romans.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe it says they may be responsible for the name of our modern day of love. The emperor, he basically executed two men, both named Valentine, on February 14th.
Shayla.
On different days, and that's how.
Do we have to go way back there?
Well, that's where it comes from.
Okay.
He named it Valentine's.
Okay, why is it so popular?
It's so popular. Hallmark. Hallmark to sell cards.
So it's a made-up holiday.
It's a made-up holiday
to sell cards.
To sell cards, but they're all made up, right?
Right. So do you tell people, ladies, and you tell well, since it's a made-up holiday, we shouldn't celebrate it.
Well, I don't celebrate it because it's 2 days before my birthday, so I don't.
Well, I'm going to tell
my
ladies
birthday
that
has to take all of that.
I don't.
It has to take all of the.
No, we're not going to tell ladies that. They said this. No, you just go out there and go ahead and get the Valentine's Day.
Chocolate balloons.
And get everything you need to get and take me out to dinner. And that's just the bottom line.
And roses that go up twice the price.
Hey, you got to tell somebody. You got to give some people a moment of happiness. Happiness is not something that you're going to stay in constantly. But there are 6 areas. There are 6 basic human needs that we do know. And we know that the first need, and by the way, callers, if you're listening to me and you got an answer, in other words, what makes you happy and what keeps you happy. We know that you can't stay happy 24 hours a day. Nobody can, ice cream makes me happy. Well, if you keep eating ice cream every day, every hour on the day, every minute of the day, sooner or later that ice cream is going to do things to you. You're going to get sick of it because you can't have something wonderful like that. There has to be a break. The first need of the human being is certainty, comfort. Did you know that?
I didn't.
We like comfort. We like to know that it's something we can depend on. We like to know if we go to the ATM that money gonna come out. We don't. We don't want to go there and put our code in and put the number in and then pray, oh Lord, send the money. I hope this thing ain't closed down. But we want to be certain that money is. We want to be certain about our paychecks. There's certainty that we want in life. We want to know that if you're working for the government, that there won't be a shutdown.
Right.
Like they're talking about now. We want certainty in our lives, even in our love lives. This is what creates a sense of happiness. We want to know that person that we're with is someone that we can trust.
Right.
Someone that will be who they say they are when our backs are turned.
Right.
We want certainty in our life.
Dr. Marilyn Evans, who's
Yes.
on our Facebook Live,
Yes.
says peace in the middle of a storm makes me happy.
Oh. See, that's fantastic.
And we got a text that says, doing things for others and seeing them really appreciate it makes me happy.
See, people think that it's just money, and we could have got into that. What money people say makes me happy, but there are a lot of things that make people happy. So you got certainty. The next thing that makes us happy, number 2, is uncertainty. Isn't that crazy? Because we like variety in our lives.
You know, I looked at the word happiness when you originally said it, and it says hap is the Old Norse and Old English root word of happiness. And the German gave us the word Glück, which altogether it's supposed to mean happiness is nothing more than luck or chance. Those two words together, because hap means something has to happen, and then Glück together, it just means luck or chance. Happiness is luck or chance.
Happiness is luck or chance. I think I got a caller on the air. Hello, caller. You're live. What's on your mind? I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they were fantastic. Our guests were. Yes. And then you got to repeat it again. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. Stay happy. See, that's that certainty thing. And we want to be able to know that there's somebody in our lives that love us even when our socks smell.
You know, Steve Jobs mentioned money not being happiness. He talked a lot about it in the end.
With Steve Jobs,
he was
it's
saying,
easy for Steve Jobs.
Well, no, he was saying that money is not what makes you happy, because he was sick at that time and going down drastically. And he was saying right now money means absolutely nothing. That being around family was the most important thing to him.
But you know, that's one of the underlying reasons why we want money. We don't want money for the sake of money. Who wants money for the sake of paper? Or currency, because money is not paper. Of course, money is not currency. Money, don't get me into it. Is a spiritual type of thing. Money is a totally different thing. But the reason we want it is so that we can have certainty or a certain amount of control in our lives. We don't want to sit there and worry whether somebody's going to come in and turn off electricity in your house, or your credit card is not going to work. We want certainty. We want to be able to hand that card off and know that if somebody says, well, I'm sorry, this card is not going through, we want to be able to sincerely say, well, I don't know what the problem is, because I do know that card is good. We want certainty. Variety is something we want, because if we got too much certainty, we get bored. Isn't that crazy? If everything is lined up and everything is in control, then we go outside of the box, because we want variety. So we do want uncertainty in the midst of certainty. But the third thing we want, and this is what the earlier caller was talking about, is, and the texters, is significance. Value. Everybody wants to feel that they're special. This is what makes us happy, to feel that we're special and that we have unique value.
Wow.
Now check this out. When you're watching games, not just basketball, but any games where they got their shirts off and everything, tattoos. Each tattoo is significant to whoever did the tattooing, and they want people to see the tattoo. They don't just make the tattoos because they want to feel significant. People want to have a lot of money because a lot of money also makes you feel significant. It makes you feel as if you're a person of value.
In one of the, Ben Schuler wrote, America is desperate for happiness and is getting less and less happy. It says America ranked 18th happiest country. And it says, for a country that prides itself on pursuing happiness, it's in the Declaration of Independence even, America isn't particularly happy in international terms. European nations top the U.S. in surveys of happiness, showing how well-being isn't necessarily linked with economic growth.
I'm so glad. You know what?
Yes.
That's an interesting statement. And let me tell you why. Because in this technology realm, this is just my personal humble opinion. In this technology realm, we're getting so disconnected from human beings that the conversations are not there. Touching just the things that, not you, Jalen, but Dr. Ed and I knew growing up, because he's too young for all of that. But what we knew, the connections, they're not that connection and that whole dynamic thing that I grew up with. I miss that.
See, it's that value. It's feeling that you are unique and special to people. But see, we grew up in another generation. See, this is crazy. We grew up in a generation where you came in, you loved, hey baby, come on in, get some barbecue, and we hugged each other. This is the way community was. You walk down the street, you speak to each other. This is the way community was. But now you're in a generation you can't hug anybody. You can't hug.
You can't hug.
Oh my gosh!
I was telling
and
somebody.
I'm a hugger.
Of course you are.
I'm a hugger, but you can't. You just can't do that.
I ain't gonna hug nobody too much. Now,
especially for a man, you can't.
Right.
Y'all, I'm sorry.
But, listen, don't get me started. Especially for a man and anybody in ministry, anything.
That's true.
I ain't gonna be hugging on nobody.
That's true.
I told somebody the other, and I shouldn't say this. This is not nice. I told somebody the other day. I said, one of the things we need to stop doing in church, tell folk touch your neighbor. Don't be touching nobody in church.
See, and then we wonder why we're not happy.
Yes.
Because it's so impersonal now.
We're text people.
I hate texting.
Not me. Don't.
No, you don't.
One word. If you ask a direct question, hey, are you going to be on time? Yes. But if we're going to have an entire conversation.
Oh, you mean the text where you got to keep scrolling? Yes. You got to keep scrolling the text. Yeah.
So you have a comment on Facebook, and this is from Patricia.
Yes, Patricia.
She said, "How can one trust?" As the guy said, I'm learning that trust didn't mean anything if you don't believe them.
Yeah. Trust it. I don't think trust is given to anybody. People ask me, they said, do you trust this person? I said, yeah. They said, do you trust that person? I said, yeah. And they'll say, well, do you trust this person? I said, yeah. They said, you trust everybody? I said, yeah. To a certain extent. If I'm with somebody that I don't know, I trust them to be at least make the attempt to be open and honest with me.
Right.
Now, if you can't pass that test, then ain't no need of me going to the next level of trust with you.
Right.
So we start right there at that first level. So we've got 3 down. Certainty or comfort is a need. Uncertainty, we need variety in our life. And 3rd is significant. On the other side of this break, I'm going to tell you what that 4th one is, and we're going to get all the way to these 6 needs of human beings. So stay right here on KTSU Facebook. Watch us while we're off on break, and you can call us 713-313-4354, and I'll see you on the other side of this break. KTSU 90.9 FM, your community station.
The Shift.
I'm going to ask you guys to name the top
on your
the top
number one
5
source for
countries of
jazz and
happiness.
more on
Top 5 countries that have what?
I'm gonna ask you if you could guess
Your
the
community
top
station,
5 countries
the
of
heart
happiness.
and soul.
I'm curious. I
Oh,
bet
me
you
too,
they're
I
over
am too.
especially over in Denmark somewhere.
You got one. You just got
Yeah,
one.
I
Don't
know.
say it. Don't say it yet, because I want to see. I want to put you on the
Oh, no, we on
pressure.
Facebook. I don't want to say it yet. 'Cause
Okay.
Facebook will hear us.
Where's
Facebook?
You got one, Mom.
Where's my camera?
Right there.
Over here?
Right there.
Yeah, you on.
How y'all doing? We're getting ready. I'm getting ready to go into. I've got certainty, uncertainty, variety, value, significance, and I'm getting ready to go into
Join
the
in on
other, the final
conversation.
3.
Call 713
And
Come on, get ready. Stand by.
4354.
all right, here we go.
That's 713
Y'all ready?
313 4354.
We back. Always make sure that you can catch up with us on you can catch up with me at montgomery.net and find out what's going on and where we're going to be and what we're doing. Listen, I'm going to throw out that 4th one. There's certainty. This is the basic human needs: certainty or comfort, uncertainty, which we need variety in our life, significance, and the 4th one is love. We want to feel connected. That's what, if people want to feel that they're connected to somebody. Now, what were you telling me? We were off, I shouldn't say offline, but you were talking about?
I wanted you guys to guess the first 5 that are in that top 5 category for the happiest countries.
The happiest countries in the world? Is America in there?
No. Remember, America's 18.
I didn't even know that, but
America's 18.
I just assumed. No, I didn't even know
America's not a happy country.
No.
But we have the happy song.
because we keep trying to make ourselves happy.
That's what it's saying.
Okay, what are the happiest countries? What are
Yeah.
they? What's the 5th one?
The 5th is Switzerland.
Okay.
Amsterdam.
That's 4th?
The 4th is Iceland.
Oh, it's too
Iceland.
cold.
Greenland?
Iceland.
Greenland's not in there?
No, Greenland's not in here. You did say one on the break.
Denmark.
Denmark was number
I can
3.
see that.
I've been to Denmark.
Number 2 was Norway.
I can see that too.
Don't tell me Finland.
That's number 1.
Is
Okay.
it
'Cause you're
all
on
the
the ship.
cold places?
Is who?
They can't move. They're
Cold
cold.
places.
They're cold.
It's all the cold.
that what it is?
Yeah, it's
Well,
cold.
maybe they're
They're-
happy to be snuggled up next to somebody.
See, I knew you were going to say
Cuffing
that.
season.
I
Year
knew you
round.
were gonna say
But it's the human. That's the human touch. That's
See-
the human. That's the human response.
Now think
Right.
about that. You're in a cold place, and you walk into a place that's warm. Take off your coat and everything. Sit by the fire. Get some hot chocolate. Get something warm and everything, and they just have themselves a good time.
Let me read. I have a text that I need to
What you
read,
got?
and then you have a caller.
Yes.
It says, explain the difference between partnership and relationship. And then you have a caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. You're live. What's on your mind? Yes. But can you trust again? All right, I got you. Thank you so much for your call. It's like credit, huh? The difference between relationship and partnership. I think they're apple and an orange. I think with partnership, it can be two people who don't even know each other, period, and they come together. But in that partnership, you have to develop a relationship.
Well, if you watch the ID channel like I do, you don't trust anybody. Have you ever watched that show, the ID? All of those on the ID network. What do they call all those shows? They call them like
That's all the murder.
yeah. So you don't trust anybody watching all of those.
I had to come off of that because then you start looking at everybody's side.
You're right.
But I don't think you just jump in there trusting everybody. You know, when I say talk about trust, you trust people. Okay, I can trust you to tell me the truth. I can trust you to see how we start something. I don't think you let everybody into the circle of your relationship. Not in the beginning. They don't deserve to be in that circle of your relationship in the beginning.
Does family get a?
There are various circles.
A pass with trust?
No.
No, not family.
No. Well, I think family also has to develop a concept of trust. Listen, we've been hearing so much about abuse within family, and abuse that have taken place, and people who don't talk about what happened in those parties and family reunions and things of that sort. I think we still have to have that relationship of trust. And then, although we're huggers in families, I think we have to be careful, who you let hug you all the time. No,
That's very true. That's true.
No, I'm serious. We have to be careful about, having a daughter, or I don't want just somebody, come here, give me a hug, baby.
No.
Right. And then that child may not want to hug you. And then the child may not tell you how they felt hugging that particular person. Now, trust is something I think you have to start step by step. So we got 4 of them. We got certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection. We want to feel how we're connected, and all connections are not good connections. But then the last 2 are, the first 4 I think were personality things. The last 2 I think are more emotional, spiritual, and those last 2, that 5th one is growth. We all want to feel what makes us happy, and that's what I think it was Melinda that had given us the text earlier. We want to feel that we are growing inside. Nobody wants to be in a place where we're feeling stagnant. When you're stagnant, you begin to feel dead.
Yes.
And when you begin to feel dead, you already are. Life is insignificant. And so we want to be in places where we can grow. That's one of the reasons that you find such issues that people deal with organizations, whether it is spiritual organizations, churches, community centers. It doesn't matter where they are. People want to feel like they're growing,
right,
and increasing, in their lives. So, and then that 6th one.
Can you hold off on that 6th one?
Hold on.
Yeah, hold off on that 6th one, because we still have time.
Okay.
Did we get into the difference between partnership and relationship?
Yes, partnership. Well, if you're in a relationship, takes time to develop. You can go into a partnership in a law firm and have a partnership and base things just on contracts, and you stay over here on your side and you stay over here. When you go into a college dormitory and you got a roommate that you may don't know, I think that's a partnership. You're both sharing the responsibility of that particular room, but then you have to set relationship guidelines. How will we relate to each other in this dormitory?
So one doesn't have to come before the other?
No, I don't think so. Not in partnership. Relationship doesn't have to come before partnership. But I think that a good partnership will depend upon the growth of their relationship.
And whether it's platonic or romantic makes a difference too. All relationships aren't romantic.
Romantic, that's very true.
We separate that, is platonic. Well, what's our relationship? We're platonic. But I think in the beginning, how do you separate what love is? What is love? Is love sexual? Is love merely marital? Is love? What is it? I think we grow and we watch these things develop. There are a lot more people out there that
very
are
interesting question.
Much better at this than I am. So,
Dr. Ed.
Yes.
When getting married, is that a partnership?
I think it is. I think it's both.
I totally agree with you. It is a partnership.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's partnership and it's relationship. But you just can't have a partnership, because partnerships, I believe, depend upon contracts. It depends upon sets of guidelines. See,
that is a contract, though. When you get married, that is a contract.
Actually, marriage is not a emotional relationship. Actual real marriage is contract. That's state. It's state. That's why they say in the marriage, when the marriage vows, and now we are, in the eyes of God and according to the laws of the state of Texas, because those are two things: partnership and relationship.
Do you know, I always knew there was a such thing as a prenup. You hear about prenups all the time. I did not know there was a such thing as a postnup.
What's a postnup? Now you got me.
A young lady I was talking to in the airport said she had just gotten married, and she was talking about, you know, how fun it was, and she was saying, yeah, I secured myself, and I looked out for myself by signing both a pre and postnup. So I guess it would be what you made or acquired after you were married.
Well, yeah, I could probably, and I'm sure there are lawyers who can tell you exactly, especially divorce lawyers, they can tell you exactly, you know, what that is. But I'm sure it depends upon what you created, what you made while you were married, and then the creative process together.
You have a call.
Yeah. Hello, caller. You're live. You're on the air. What's on your mind? Good afternoon. Yes, sir. Okay. Now explain courtship to me. Okay. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Uh-huh.
True. True.
Uh-huh. Okay. And yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it. You know, that's good. I knew when he said courtship, I knew it was going
To the court.
Yeah, well, you see, my first thought was, you know, courting one another. That's an old concept of courting to either, but then court. But you know, that's another level of partnership, understanding of partnership, and answer that question. Because if your relationship gets to a point to where you all are just not going to be together, that partnership does become contractual. It is not about emotion. It don't matter how many tears you got. They dividing that stuff up legally.
That's the sad part.
And that's the sad part. Listen, you can call us 713-313-4354. We'll be on the other side of this break. And right here on KTSU 90.9 FM, your community station.
See something else. I wanted to see the percentage
shift
of happiness for African Americans versus white Americans. And guess what it says? We surge in happiness over
your community station.
It says in 1975 per capita black income was 41% lower than the per capita of white, since they had this big gap. But African American happiness during that time was 10% higher, 20%, no, 10% higher than Caucasian.
How can you measure that?
They probably measured by, they probably use so many people, like a couple hundred people to, you know, they always use a little.
So you're trying to say that black people are happier?
It says on by David Leonard Hart says black progress and happiness is high.
But maybe I'm not.
Join in on the conversation.
And guess what? America's happiness went down 20 points.
America's happiness.
That's
in 18 and 19, it went down 20 points from where it used to be.
Hey, if you missed the segment, it's okay. You can hear the podcast online at ktsuradio.com. Welcome to the
Oh, we're back. we were giving you those 6 points of happiness. And I'm getting closer to the close of the show. Let me give you that rundown was what? Certainty. We want comfort. We all feel the need. That's the basic human need, is to feel. We want to be comfortable. But we can't allow life to completely control it. We can't just be in control of everything, because after a while, human beings, we get bored. So the second thing is we need uncertainty, or we need variety in our lives. We like to be spontaneous. We want to do things we love. Somebody gives us a surprise party. Do you like surprise parties, Jalen? You mean to tell me you wouldn't like someone to just have balloons and everything and bring you a big box with a bow and say surprise and have cake and money and horns and things? You wouldn't like that?
And have like 50 people there?
Yeah, you wouldn't like that?
No.
Really?
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like surprises like that.
Okay, well, you know what? I feel sorry for the rest of your life, because you just said to all these people, all your friends,
that would love to do something,
that would have loved to have given you a surprise, and your birthday's coming up.
They have to run it by me first.
No, you know what? Your birthday is over. That's it. You'll get nothing.
I agree with you.
Let me finish this thing. Certainty, uncertainty that Jalen does not really want.
So I have another text. I'm sorry.
What is it?
What are some tips for men on Valentine's Day?
Oh my God. To do what?
For their significant other, their wife, their soon-to-be wife.
To do what?
To do something special.
Leave them alone. Just cook them a breakfast and leave them be.
See,
No.
once again, that's why you're probably by yourself. I think you have to be creative. You have to be creative, and there's some people. Not if I come up with an answer about being creative. Cooking breakfast is a nice thing.
That's a good one.
You just have to come up with little ideas. Don't be cheap.
You know what's cool though?
What?
His and her spa day.
But men are really.
Yeah, they do.
Some of them.
I love
The
going
men
to the
might-
spa with my man. Yeah.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's some women don't want to go to the spa with their men.
No.
Spa day is getting away from everybody.
Not with your significant other.
Okay, the person you want to be with.
Yes.
That's cool.
But yeah, you do want to get away from everybody, but not that one person.
That's cool. Because I do know the cost of those spas and everything go up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're packed.
Groupon has them all.
That's good. It's just being creative with
Jalen
things.
cracks me up. I'm just saying. He cracks me up. Okay.
Yeah, his Valentine's Day.
I know, right?
His heart is.
You can send me Valentine's Day things.
Yeah, oh God, I don't know. But we have to get to the last one. Did we get to the last one?
You didn't tell me
Now the last one. Do we need a drum roll?
The last one is the need to contribute. The need to give. Whether there are people say we just want to be takers, but that's not true. We don't want to leave this planet and not know we have left something behind. And when you deal with people who don't want to contribute, who don't feel significant, you need to talk to somebody, because it is very important that we put something out. When you put something out there, these are the things you hear people talking about. You put it out in the universe, you put it out in the world, you put it out in the streams of consciousness, whatever, or you sow and you reap. All of these are concepts that when you put something out, things do come back to you. You have to give people a smile. You have to be nice. You got to do something. Right. It's going to make a difference in people's lives. And I think that's what Valentine's Day is. It's not waiting on that card. It's you being that card yourself.
Nice.
And giving of yourself to that other person and letting that other person know that you really care.
So, Doctor, I have one quick question. When a man and a woman goes out to eat, is it always the man's responsibility to pay?
No.
When a man and a woman goes out to eat,
when they go out to eat, is it always the man's responsibility? Because I have female friends that say they would never pay for dinner on a date.
That's wrong.
Okay, listen.
Millennials think,
Oh no, that's hard.
And I don't mean to be preachy here at all. But when you give, when you are a giver, and as not just a man, but as a person,
Right.
I'm not gonna grab a check all the time. But if I'm with someone special, or if I'm there, what is a dinner? What's the price? Just go ahead and pay for it. I see myself as the ability for things to come back to me. So just go ahead and pay for it. I got a caller. Hello, caller. You're my last caller today. What's on your mind? Yes, ma'am. I didn't say that, but okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ah. Very good. Thank you so much for that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Some of the questions that we do? Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that where you were in banking? Were you in banking, law, or? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I don't mean to cut you off, but my show, they telling me I got to go home. So thank you. So, all right. Call me back later. Bye. You know what that tells us today? We want to be happy.
Yes, we do.
We want to get things right. And that's what I love about my callers, because you see, I need to know the good stuff. I need to hear people even tell me where there's conflict, because you see, this is how we make life better. Quit being so sensitive about stuff. Let's accept conflict, accept criticism, so that we can always get better in everything that we do. That's what a partnership is. That's what a relationship is. This is what being happy is letting that stuff roll off your back like water. Put your dancing shoes on, and remember, no matter where you are, we're going to be right here on the shift for you. If you need us, we'll be here on Mondays 12 to 1. So ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough. You can reach me at edmontgomery.net. You can go on KTSU Facebook and see this show all over again. Thank you so much for joining us on KTSU 90.9 FM, your community station. Bye-bye.
I think what she was saying was that.
Share this.
Okay. I think what she was saying was when people call in, the stuff that they say, you can't hear me. I think what she was saying is that when people call in, the questions that they're saying, the answers that they're giving to the questions,
Yeah,
I think that's what she was saying.
Yeah, they're not real.
She said it's not. I mean.